Hey everyone, I'm Clue, and welcome to the final 2 episodes of So Dungeon 2. So this is my last foray into the game, and then I'm done, right? It's been, I think, a year and a half now of playing So Dungeon 2, actively, mind you, right? So not just leaving it on in the background, but actually doing active things with it. So that's pretty exciting, right? I definitely got my fair share out of the game. It's a wonderful game. If you've never played it, give it a go, right? Just even if you're playing it casually as an idle game, it is still just something great to come back to. Feels rewarding. It's not like a mobile idle game where you gotta, spend and do all this to ramp up time. It just generally feels rewarding. But what's the go? We're doing a segmented speedrun to try and get to the warrior dimension, so dimension 11, as fast as possible. We're currently in dimension 9. In game time, it's taken us 7 hours and 17 minutes. Real game time, or real lifetime, it's taken 8 hours and 11 minutes. So the race is on because ideally, I'd like to get this under 10 hours and this around 12 hours, right? So both I have 3 hours on the clock left, so to speak. Well, a bit more here, 4 hours, 3 hours something, right? So the race is definitely on, right? Because that would be ideal. It would prove to me that one day, possibly, I could do this run in one whole sitting rather than segmented as we have been here on the channel. But yeah, Dimension 9, Dimension 10, both going to be the hardest dimensions. Both bosses have a pretty strong lineup. So the Vacation Lord here on Dimension 9 has 2 units, the Vacation Lord and then the Grill. Both can attack, the Grill heals, so it's like the previous boss of Dimension 8 plus overtime on the damage, right? And then Dimension 10 is a whole nother ballpark. But, right, let's stop wasting time, get into it. So, like usual, our setup is basically the same. We buy the Mystics, we buy the Thief, and we want to get both of them. So now I need to sell some stuff and buy some gold. I'm not going to turn in the battle credits because we're trying to replicate this being a proper run, right? So I wouldn't have access to battle credits because I wouldn't pause the game and leave it running. So we're not collecting them, we're not using them, but we want 5 Mystics, 3, 4, 5, and a Thief, right? So this is our setup, Thief for the chest, Mystics to clear. And then we would like to be able to craft a Phantasmal Claw, so I need to check if we have the materials. We have the Spectral Drop, we only have 1, I think we need 2, and it doesn't look like we have any teeth, unfortunately. So I'm not going to quit out. Usually if I'd have the materials, we'd quit out at around 20, come back, craft the Phantasmal Claw, use that as a little speed boost. But as is, we're probably just going to either I get the materials or I get enough gold to then unlock the Dark Mage, which is our next improvement to speed. So there's not really much to it. We're set to warps. That's all we need. We don't need to save keys because we have MP regen, and ideally we should be out DPSing the enemies before they can damage us, so we can just hop into it. So I'll clear, they'll just auto go, and we'll come back once we have something else to change up. Right, so we've farmed up enough gold to unlock the Dark Mages. I do have to get to 240, otherwise the progress doesn't save, because we are using a quit out exploit so that we don't lose the magic clock charge and all our animations remain doubled. Now, unfortunately, we did get teeth, right? But we didn't get Phantasmal Claw. So, that's right, we didn't get Spectral Draft. We say draft. Draught? Anyway, we didn't get it, so can't craft it. So we'll get to 240 and then we'll quit out, and then we'll be able to unlock the Dark Mages, which should ramp up our speed a little bit because Noxin is significantly quicker than Torment. Plus also the heightened damage is nice. So we'll wait for the chest animation to make sure it saves, give it a few seconds, right, and then we can quit out. Welcome to our quit out screen. There's a little summary of what it does if you're interested. Probably seen it a lot by now, right? I probably don't cut them out of the videos. Reload the game. Which also takes a second. This I would probably cut out, but we'll leave it in for now, right? Need to get to my 8 minutes, if you don't know why. Should. Well, no, you shouldn't. Okay, so Dark Mage is unlocked. We can grab 5 of them. And still a Thief for the chest. Until we lose out on damage and need all of them to clear, we can continue to run Thief, but we did get 2 sets of Power Gloves, so our damage is pretty nice at the moment. Relic-wise, Magic Attack is probably the go. I should have probably boosted that before we went in. 1% isn't significant, right? At 100 damage, it's an extra 1. We don't have materials for that. There's nothing else we want to craft. Anything else? No quests? Alright, so nothing else to do. So we go back in, and the next goal is 100k to unlock the chef. Or upgrades, right? So if we get more, if we get Skullblade, if we get Power Gloves, then I'm going to quit out so that we can equip those items to speed things up. Because the Power Gloves obviously aid our damage, so right now, well, this is a bad example. Give me a 3 enemy. Well, never mind, we'll go with Skullblade. The Skullblade allows us to clear the bosses a lot easier because it does significantly more damage. It also applies burn. As for Noxin, there we go, 78, 97. Sorry, the extra 2 Power Gloves, which is 20 damage, added 21 damage, right? Because of the percent as well, I think. 78, did I do that right? No, 19 damage, so I added slightly less, right, because the scaling's a bit weird. But yeah, so if we get any of those items, it's important to quit out, so that we can actually equip them. There's no Skull Blade. Or, if we get to a certain point where our damage is lacking, I need to quit out anyway to go find Skull Blade to take care of bosses, because the damage is a significant improvement. The other thing with Dark Mages is eventually we do run out of MP, right? If I had a key to grab the Healing Fairy, that'd be great, but we'd probably get to 310 off of the Straggler damage here. We are starting to take chip damage, plus also we got some goodies anyway to quit out, so we'll go to 310, hopefully, and then we can equip the Skull Blade and the Blade of Virtue, plus the Power Glove that we got, and then, yeah, reset MP is the big thing, right? So it's probably decent to turn on Healing Fairies at this point, right? Especially if you're just AFKing like me. I'm doing some other stuff, editing videos while this is going on, right? Because it is, obviously. Oh, God. Think of that, right? It's a speedrun where you can just AFK. I mean, it's pretty decent, right? Because I know a lot of, like, grindy 10-hour runs, they're usually really balls to the wall, you have to play. For this, you just set up and forget. Only downside again is the Dark Mages run out of MP, and I've gone past 310, and we just got something else, so I gotta continue anyway. We got another Skull Blade, right? So I have to go to 320 to lock it in. We should be fine, right? We're not taking significant amounts of damage from the enemies now, and we have decent melee. Just a bit slow, not using Noxin to instantly clear the enemy rooms. Right, so we actually got some more upgrades too from that boss, so I'm glad I stayed in there. We have pretty stacked here at this point, right? Look at that, all rare weapons, a lot of Power Gloves, Skull Blades. Skull Blades are actually in the perfect spot now, I don't have to, well, I'll still explain. So you want to put the Skull Blades last, because obviously Skull Bash has the high MP cost, so you want to make sure that these are the ones AoEing, and then these are the ones using Skull Bash on the bosses, plus back attacks are nice. Can we upgrade anything? We can get that to 10, that'll do. Right, but nothing else need to be, nope, back in. I feel like we're going decently fast, as long as we stay, you know, within decent amount of animations. It's once we start having to use all the Dark Mages that things really start to slow down, because then I have to add in the quit outs to reset MP, and yeah, it just starts to bog down. I think we're on pace to maybe do this just over 9 hours, right? I feel like half an hour to get another 500-ish floors, 550 floors isn't too horrible. But anyway, we'll let it go. Well, actually, here's Skull Bash for you. So it does 419 versus the 100 damage that we're doing over here. So it is very significant, very important to find and use. Out of MP, once again, basically, right? We don't have the AoE damage, but we're doing about 50 floors in 3 minutes, which isn't so bad. Oh, an Aqua Gem is also nice, because that is a bonus. So what is that? So 50 floors, say we're at 400, we got to do 30 minutes, basically. At this current pace, 30 minutes to get to the boss, which, again, isn't so bad, right? 9 hours would be terrific. Again, if I get both in 10 hours, that would be fantastic. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, and 6. I really don't like, though, how the Aqua Gem is never picked, right? It's definitely the best of the rare gems. And then MP next up, right? Just to, again, extend the MP. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any magic rings. That's the other way to sort of help extend it. I could also upgrade. No, I can't. It's 49. I forgot how much I put into it. Yeah, so we just do as many floors as we can, usually somewhere between 30 and 50 floors. Quit out, reset the comp, and continue. No, I just realized we also have Mystics past 25, right? So we could use Recharge to actually extend how long we can use the Dark Mages. The only issue with this is I would only take it if we could craft Phantasmal Claw, because Torment, again, is significant. So, and look at that, we can craft. So why don't we do that? Why don't we change it up a little? So we want to go Mystic, Dark Mage, Dark Mage, Dark Mage, Dark Mage, Thief, right? Give them the Phantasmal Claw, everyone else is fine. No, sorry, give you the Aqua Gem. Now everyone else is sort of fine. Give you that, right? But we do have to change up the script a little bit. So we want to go new script. We want to add in ally, status, no positive, use specific skill, recharge, right? So as long as recharge is not up, it will use recharge. Otherwise, then it'll go into Phantasmal Claw. Otherwise, strongest group attack. So this should still be quick, right? But it should allow me to AFK for it longer, right? You probably want to just go with the quit out strategy rather than doing this, but you know, I'm lazy. It won't amount to a huge time loss, but it would be a time loss. Definitely more AFK friendly. We just lose to chip damage here and there, mainly from the bosses, but 100 floors in 8 minutes is not bad at all. We're starting to slow down a little bit, right, because we were at 50 in 3 before. Well, roughly we were 45. We're probably still on the same pace, actually. We've just realized it now. But yeah, I don't know, it's going good. Hopefully our damage maintains, because that's always the big issue. I think if our damage starts to drop off, all we have to do is swap into the chef, because the chef's AoE damage is pretty insane. We just need the resources, so I probably want to craft frying pans as well, and just go for that to try and help things along in terms of the resource collection that I am getting. Swap the gems. Attack is fine. MP is fine. Setup's fine. Yeah. Craft. Can we make frying pans? We can make frying pans. I feel like it's going to be a sizable drop in damage, though. And the Mystic is most likely... Yeah, no, I'm not going to. The Mystic is most likely going to recharge on the single enemy rooms anyway. So I don't think there's much purpose in doing it. I think frying pans would be a great thing to craft at the start, but I always forget, right, when we are still overpowered in terms of damage. Because right now, obviously, everyone has to cast. I did not give you a Phantasmal Claw. Well, we're only doing 10 floors, because this is now slow. Right, Torment is just so horrible. I used to love it, but then we realized Dark Mages were just so much better. Plus, the damage isn't huge. Like, for the tooltip of Phantasmal Claw, you think it drops off a lot more, but Torment's damage is already significantly less than your AoE, than your melee damage, sorry. It's just, it has such a high base damage compared to when you first start out that it's golden. But we'll go to 550 then and quit out and set up the equipment properly. We can hire the chef. I might just do that to have a look at how many resources he has, right? To decide whether or not we can use him to clear, you know, like 800 to 900 or something, or if it will just tank our resources. So quit out here, right, because it is slow. Didn't equip things properly. Right, we'll unlock the chef. Now if we go here, we can see 350 food. That is not a lot of food. I can't look either. I was going to say, I think Dino Egg is 5, I want to say. Don't forget the Phantasmal Claw. Don't forget the Power Gloves. Yes, because we have too many Lucky Clovers now. Right, and this really helps us in progression. And the Attack Gem. So I think it is 5 food. There's 10 floors, 100 floors. Say he's casting once each floor. That's 500 food. So it's no good, right? We wouldn't be able to use him for a 100 floor segment and still have food for the boss. But I think we're just banking on our damage. How many is it taking to clear? Please be 4. Yes, good. So we can still go for quite a while, right? Because we also have the option to swap out the Thief for another Dark Mage, and then eventually we'll swap out the Mystic for a Dark Mage to amp our damage just that little bit higher. Home stretch. I'm not sure if we have enough damage now. We'll have to see. We might need to cut the Mystic out of the comp in order to do this effectively. It is a little bit annoying, but I do have to manually fix up all the gear as well. It's a bit slow, but what can you do? Skullblade goes on the Mystic, the Burn, and that. These all need the Power Gloves, so that they do high back attack damage, and they do high cast damage. And then the other ones need the rings, right? So it'd be great if they... You know what? It'll probably be quicker for me to just swap the weapons, thinking about it. Oh well. Attack Gem, Star Gem, Attack Gem, Physical Damage Gem, right? Hopefully this is not just a waste, and we actually have enough damage to continue with 5 Dark Mages. I did do Phantasmal Claw, right? Yes, good. So as long as we're still clearing in 6 or 5, I'm happy. So that was 5 with the poison, so we should be able to go a little bit longer, maybe 840-ish, 860-ish with this comp before we have to swap in the Mystic. Sorry, before we have to swap out the Mystic. Well, I was a little bit off. 820 is where we can go before we start taking chip damage, which will eventually wipe us. So we have to swap to 6 Dark Mages, and then we should be able to clear, hopefully, all the way to the boss. Otherwise, at that point, we'd probably use the chef if we only get to like 980, 970, right? Sorry, 870, 890 to clear. So we do want 6. It's a little bit better because I don't have to worry too much about equipment, right? They'll just use what they want. I do still want to equip all the Power Gloves though, so that they do max damage. And, oh, do I want a Skullblade? I feel like I still want a Skullblade for the burn. I'm not too sure. We'll do that. We'll equip the rings like normal, extend MP, flip them over. We won't go with a Skullblade. Oh, almost forgot about the gems. Do that. Fingers crossed we have enough damage, right? Because it does get tweaked a little bit since we're not stacking the same sort of items. 110, 100, 27, 160, 127. Cool, we're clearing in 5, so we should be able to clear with 6 for quite a while. Right, finally here. Last 10 floors after we beat this boss. Back end has taken a little bit longer than what I was hoping for, although the in-game time is still looking pretty nice. I did realize one big fatal flaw of what I've been doing. It's a little bit annoying. I'm gonna just do the peek to make sure it does save, because I'm worried it won't, and then we'll lose our progress. But yeah, the nurse. I should have been rotating the nurse into the comp from early on, right? So on the floors where we don't need every slot to be allocated to a person to clear, I should have been running the nurse to help things along. I haven't been doing that, so the nurse isn't leveled, meaning if I take the nurse to the boss, it's going to do poorly, right? But if I could take the nurse, then I could just use the healing to outlast and get the chef to damage it down with Dino Egg and then swing at the end. So yeah, it's a little bit worse for wear. Let's do the equipment. So skull blades for them. I want them to have the magic rings too, and then these guys can have high back attack damage, right? And hopefully we have enough clear damage as is. We should definitely through the chef and his damage. So we'll go like this, right? They have MP, perfect. Everything looks fine. Relic should kind of level that. I kind of want to level that though. All right. So we're doing, yeah, easy. 174 from the chef, 400 ingredients. We didn't take any damage from the ambush. That's great. We should be able to clear. Right, in 4. Right, 4 dark mages. That was 4, right? I didn't fix the gem. That's fine. Still, as long as we're clearing, we're fine. We get to the boss, full HP. We can survive 2 hits, I believe, on everyone. More on the chef, so we want the boss to just attack the chef and waste all their damage. We did the mini-boss without taking any damage. That's good as well. Just whether or not we can land the dots again and just speed through it before the boss KOs us. If he uses his AoE, it's probably auto quit out, just because that's taking way too much damage. Again, I really wish I was leveling up the nurses, right? In almost every world I could just stuck one in with the thief, and it would have been fine. So, we'll give it a go. We'll probably try to level the nurse up a little bit in the next dimension. I think their HP is just going to be way too small. Plus, then we don't have group heal. So, we want to go for the dots on the Dark Lord, right? And then once the grill is a little bit low, we can melee that down. But see, this is the issue. If they stack attacks, right, we're worse for wear. Come on, land the dot. The other important thing about getting the dot is, can I freeze the grill? Oh, I need to try that. Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about. But yeah, once we get the grill low enough, it uses stake time, right? Which is what we want, because then it won't damage us. We're only taking the 1 damage. That's bad. Still, I think there's a chance, because we got the dots. Maybe. Yeah, pretty low. Ah, stake time. 400, so he still has 1200 left. Yeah, so it's not enough yet. There's the deluge. Nah. Oh well. We can definitely power through it. We'll hire nurses and see what HP they have. Right, so grab the nurses. Please have a decent chunk of HP. Yeah, look at that. So low. Even if I give them the best equipment, it's so low just because of the inbuilt stats. So, we'll give it a go with nurses. So ideal comp would be this, the Mystic to use Skull Bash, the Dark Mage to use Noxin, and then obviously the Chef still. Chef can go up here. Equipment on the Chef doesn't matter because they can't take damage. Let me fix the equipment. Right, we'll see if this works to just heal through. If you're wondering how the floors go, right? Essentially we just focus one enemy and then heal up. So we have 3 nurses so that we can try and full heal as long as I play it correctly and they don't have to heal themselves like that, right? And we go for the damage. We can even do the poison if we want. So I hate ambush rooms because they disorientate me. I can't tell where each person is. I think I did that correctly. Right, and we should be able to get to the boss with MP still. Attack, attack, attack. Go for the KO. Go for the you know what I mean. Watch the buttons, don't listen to me talk. Simply put. Make sure we heal. So much easier now to see where each HP is. We've got the regen up, so that's fine. Ah, he's so close. Luckily we get the heal though. But only it cured as well. It doesn't. Go for that. Go for the dots. Go for the burn. Go for the heal. Yeah, so we do have to slow play this a little bit. But I think we're better off for the boss. As long as no one gets double tapped, we should be able to heal through him, which lets us outlast him. Go for that. Poison. Should be enough to KO, yeah. Okay, heal. 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 Back attacks. Should be able to clear this room, maybe? Can we? No? Slightly off. Fine. I'd like to cast regen one more time before we enter the fight as well. I think we'll do that here. Taking 3. Oh, taking 2 is not bad. Taking 1 is even better. Hits. Heal. Anyone else need healing? Nope. And they should regen their MP, which is good. Go for the clear. Cool, 1 KO'd. Probably puts regen up one more time. Heal. And try and maybe outlast the poison dot. That should be another KO. You should be able to stack that. Poison's gone. Oh, no, you still have poison, and you can't heal yourself. That's annoying. Again, misclicks. I think that should be fine. I should have maybe turned you to stone. That was probably the better play. In fact, it still was a better play. Right, because now I can, yeah, heal up. Everyone's good to go for the grill. Okay. So, still trying to dot the Dark Lord, and then just using the nurses to try and recover. So we still go for attack, right? You know what? We go for the poison, since we don't need to heal. Do that. Do I try and stun? Ah, of course you do. It's not as bad, right? Because it didn't land on anyone else, but it would be nice to be able to heal up. Come on, just land the poison. No? Land the burn? No? Stake time, great, that's what we want to see, right? Because now we're not taking any damage. We got the poison. Now we can just go for the burn and heal, and he should loop into stake time, and then we just have to wait till the grill's low, and then we KO the grill. The luge is bad because we don't have group heal. I think the priorities are just the nurses, right? If we lose the mystic, it's oh well. Try to repoison. Elude, so the mystic's gone. Stake time. The grill should be low, 300. I think we have to wait one more round. Yeah, it's gonna be close. Okay. We can fully heal. I think I wanna, to try and take the grill now. Yes, so we can take the grill. Okay, it's working out. There's the grill done. We still want to land the poison. Let's just heal up and land the poison. Ah, cool, and the ninja suit got us evasion. Okay, at this point we should be able to KO him. Right? No? Did I just screw up? That's right, I'm just doing this to make it tense. There we go. Oh, okay, so we can use the nurses. I would like to get a few more levels on them, so we'll probably rope them in the last dimension. Should have done that earlier, right? Definitely would have helped out. Still, cleared. 1 dimension to go. Under 10 hours so far. Happy with that. Under 12 hours is the real game time goal, and then the in-game time is 10 hours, so take a look at that in a second. Got to spend our money, though. Open the portal. Probably build the magic well and just dump for the essence. It's not a lot, but it'll still help out. Right, so build this. Yay, 11. Should have maybe bought the crystals. It's fine. Last dimension. Last relic? No, second last relic. Right, what do we get to pick between? I'm pretty sure I don't want either of them. No, no relic. Last relic comes after this. Okay, the last boss is going to be difficult, right? Because of the status effects. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Ooh, 8:33. So I have to do the last dimension in an hour and a half, or less than an hour and a half, to reach my goal. Wish me luck. See ya.